part 8 of how to play the alto saxophone. So far at this point we've gotten to where we know how to put the instrument together, we know how to take it apart and swab it, we're doing all of that. We understand some musical terms like bar lines and measures and treble clef and ledger lines and names of notes. So we've gone over a lot of that stuff. Do you have any questions about any of those things? A couple options. First and foremost, review these videos and review the book. Okay? If you have those resources at hand, you can learn a lot just from the videos and from the book. That's a really good way to do that. Otherwise, you can ask me questions in class if you're in my class, or you can put comments in this video with questions you might have on things, or you can send me emails, or however it works best to get a hold of me. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. If you happen to be watching these videos and you go to a different school, talk to your band director. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out and help you understand what you're working on, especially if you are working hard at it and you're really learning, but there's just one thing that's stumping you a little bit. Ask them. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to help you. So this video, we're going to go on. Last video we talked about two notes right next to each other. On page 7 of Accidental Achievement Book 1, we have exercise 8. It's called Good Neighbors. And on this exercise, they have two notes right next to each other like on exercise 6, but this time they're different notes. And that gets a little tricky. And the way we do that is you play your first note, and at the exact same time that you go on the next note, you switch your fingers at the exact same time. So in this case, it goes from a B to a C, which is B to C. And this one actually can kind of get a little tricky because you're switching fingers. So you play the B. And the exact same time you switch your fingers, you go, right? Right? No stopping of the air, just switching the fingers and re-articulating that note. Okay? So let's try number 8. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, then the D. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so that's how you do that. It's really important. Just right when you switch fingers, you make that different sound. Okay, and right when you make that sound, switch your fingers to make those new notes. And one thing I'd add is the tone I'm making on the saxophone is not fantastic, and I'm 100% aware of that. I'm not a saxophone player. I'm not a woodwind player. I actually play a brass instrument, but I'm a band director, and so to show you a little bit how to do that, you're going to work on making really clear, characteristic tone on your saxophone. Just keep working on that. Listen to good saxophone players. I'm not one. Okay. Now, number 9 talks about a breath mark, and we're gonna cover that one in our class. So I'm not going to cover that one in this video. We're going to go to number 10, which talks about quarter notes. Now, quarter notes get 1/4 of the measure in 4/4 times. Why they call it quarter notes, right? And so you've already done this when we've practiced with this. Right? You're going to keep just like that hose with water flowing, and you're just interrupting it. That's what you're doing here. You are not. This is the example of what not to do. This is not right. Where I just blew the air, and actually I didn't even tongue some of the notes. I just blew them. It's what I call hoofing. No hoofing the notes, right? You just blow steady air. It's just like this. My airflow doesn't do anything different than what I just did. I just use my tongue to interrupt that air, like this. And my tongue touches that reed at the beginning of each of those notes, but not the end. The end, we just stop blowing air. Okay? So let's look at number 10. Let's play those quarter notes. See how it goes. 1, 2, number 10. Here we go. 1, 2, set your fingers, and go. 1, 2, switch to the D. Here we go. 1, 2, last measure. Here we go. Okay. So that's how those work. Again, if you have questions about those things, let me know. In band, follow along in class, work hard in class, but if you feel like you got this down, don't feel like you have to stay where we're at in the book in class. You can go ahead. Go on to the next page and the next page. And if you don't understand something, ask me. Now, you might have to ask me in an email or before or after class so that we can stay together as class, but find a way to ask me, and I'll be happy to help you understand what to do with those new exercises and those new concepts and things. Use your resources, use the book. It has a lot of information in it, and go on and go forward and keep learning new things. Some kids in class, you might just be with us and just be barely hanging on, and that's fine, as long as you're just working hard and plugging away. And some kids, you might be bored if you just stay with us, so you might need to go ahead a little bit and learn some new concepts and some new things. So make sure you're doing it right. If you have questions, let me know. And I'd be happy to help you. I hope these videos are helpful. I hope it's given you a start on the alto saxophone. It's a great instrument. I'm glad you're playing it in our band, and we'll see you next time.